His mother says he's finally left the bottle. That's like that, bruh. You must be. When I go to my mother's church, I go early, man. I find out who's gonna be the person delivering the message. Get there early to tell them, no, don't worry, sir. I'm very well. The child's well, my wife's well. My mother prayed for me at home. So he knows I'm okay. Then you must throw him off the scene. But Fabio is getting a divorce. So you can whoo him that way. Otherwise he's on you all day. Ah, that's like that. Now I'm married now. Lovely, happily married. Oh, lekker man. Let me say something to you. There's what you learn things, they don't tell you. There's no manual. Married women love an anniversary present. Eh? Oh, they tell you, don't worry, it's not a big deal this year. Jy beter gaan koop. Say, I don't to put iron on my father, but he made a mistake 3 years ago.
Sorry.
Shame.
Been
married for 41 years. Now 3 years ago, 38 years old, now they live in Enki. It's 75 kilometers to the next mall. There's no mall in Enki. If you, on a Sunday it was his anniversary, he woke up, just messages, and he forgot. My ma's klaar bezig met die potte. What? He wakes up, happy anniversary. He panicked, man. He ran out of the house. He panicked, shame. He knows what he did. He came back with a hand wash. Hey, my mother was saying, this is what your father thinks of me. 38 years of marriage, this is what I get. She doesn't let us wash our hands with that wash, no. It's on display there. In COVID, we're like, no, you must remember. It's a panic, man, shame, man. I asked him, I said, Daddy, how panic? He said, you're Daddy? Oh, so heavenly, you know? Roy was confused. No. Oh, yeah, that's a miracle. Sorry. What a sweet. No, but I've only been married for 5 years. Going into my 6th, so I've got Google, man. I Google, and you must know, wives now, they tell you early, ooh, this is a nice bracelet, that's why Pandora. Now you must just remember and save up, you know it's coming. Hey, but it's rough on me, eh? Natalie, right, her birthday is the 20th, our anniversary is the 25th, then Christmas is on me. I'm broke December, man. Last year I said, why don't this Christmas we make each other gifts that's more meaningful? With paper mache or something. I already bought your present. Hey. And married women, they're all about you must, if you don't buy the right present, you don't know me, you don't understand it because you don't pay attention. But when they must buy you a present, a popular car. Married women buy presents like they've never met you before. They spend a lot of money when you go, you're real. Every Christmas we must pretend, eh? When that box comes out, I pretend that it is amazing no matter what. I don't want to spoil the name. We open that box, how did you know? I just looked at the price for this yesterday. How did you know? I've always wanted a powerhouse pipe. I'm thinking in the back of my ear, if a baby techies can work. Now I must clean up. Why don't you come and use your new gift to clean the ceiling? Sweet the presents. I can't buy you a toaster or a Now, one year I thought, man, I'm in the game now. 2 years ago, I saw a Calvin Klein packet. I was like, finally, she sees me for I am. Then I got nervous because I'm a bitchy, you know. I've never seen a Calvin Klein model look like me. Oh, you're a opposite scarf. Don't want to disappoint them, man. You know what she bought me? 3 white underpants. Why? Why? No man in here wants a white underpants, eh? It's on sale for a reason. Our bodies excrete an oil. Now the underpants is yellow. We don't know why. I must explain to you now. My life skryf onderbroekie af, joh. One way and I throw it away with a fruit and that bag. I can't, man. I can't buy her underwear. Because marriage underwear, you know, it's too personal, it's wrong, you know. You know those 3-pack with a flower here? You know what that flower is for? A flower is like a wreath for the death of your sex life. It's over for you. They strong in those things, they thick. On wash day when it's hanging and it's windy, look like a Titanic is about to. Now imagine I must give her 3 of those things. Fleece panties. No, it's different now. When you marry, it's different, you know. I must say that I'm now here to talk about family. No family, I just want to say we all come through a difficult time. We lost people in our families. We must change, man. As South Africans, we must stop fighting so much with each other in the family, competing, jealous of each other. It's not nice. Especially in-laws, your twin sisters, man, you know. They're here together as we stole them. We've got like family friends, like you know, grew up together. I grew up with like playing with the kids, so like I'm very close to this one family, and I saw that there's a problem because I grew up there. And like the problem is now, these 2 aunties now, there's the in-laws, there's twin sisters, but they compete now. Oh, if the one bring a rifle, the other one bring a bigger rifle. They moet all 2 here to watch you. Terrible, that thing, terrible. And now that they had kids, man, and the children like a year apart, now it's extra with it was extra with the competition, eh? Oh no, she's the best netball player. Oh no, he's the best rugby player. And then they both grown up children now. The one is a nurse and the other one is a paramedic. No moet jy geliefd kry hoor. Oh no, she's the top one, eh? They say she's like a matrona now. She's like two more years and she can be a doctor. Auntie, now she's got a stethoscope and say, Auntie, that child failed matric. What are you talking about? Then the other one go, no, my one the best paramedic. Eh? They say they training him to do basic surgery. They say, Auntie, gaat mensen doodmaak. He's gonna kill people, that one.
See that?
Die
andere dokter.
Their grandfather passed away. Good man. Good man. Good many years behind him. Good man. They expected at 86, you know. You know what I mean? Good man. We knew he was gonna go, man. It was very rochel. You guys know the rochel. The children don't understand. There's always, you must let a big auntie do that. They go, 45 minutes, call your ma. Call your mother. He's going to be gone if she don't leave now the house. You can't let someone else, a child tell you, no, it's the rochel. You'll come there and have tea with him, you'll still be alive. So now the old man passed on. Everyone is almost free, everyone's happy. They're standing around the bed, the whole family is there, it's beautiful. Oh man, it's peaceful. It's more than you. It's living with a taste for life. I hear here in the background, now you must come now. Bring your stethoscope. Then I knew I trouble is. He come moeilijkheid now. This girl comes in, right, to a grandfather with a stethoscope. He's gone. I'm like, hier is dan blauw, ons weet hy is weg al. Jy kan sien, hy trek nou koud al sien nie. We can mos see, man. Terrible. I didn't even hear that auntie call her son. I just heard an ambulance. That brother now has to do better. It's all about winding up. He's not there to check if a bal is alive. He's there for a resurrection. He comes out of that shock stock and the lights go yeah. Until he rips the pajamas, everyone's that brother shock you opa man. He said, "Hey, I'm going to shock you, cut you." 3, 2, 1, 2, a shock. They read me gebrande braille cream. Man. It's like a salad on a Friday. Shame you want to stock style you. It's not right, it's not right. I'll get the hell too.
Oh, kaya. Mayroon ang kapal.
Listen, I just want to say, before I go, I just want to say, thank you so much for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause for being the biggest show I've ever sold. Thanks for your lunch. I just want to say, like right now, it's different now, you know, I'm different, I'm married now, it's liquor. I just want to tell you what's happening. I spoke about the clubs earlier, like when I used to go to clubs. I forgot to tell you. Natalie does get jealous, but only like in one scenario. Oh, I just like 52, 53 divorce. That's my size, I am. That's my size. Those aunties, they look for different things, man. She looks at, some divorced aunties. Oh, they look at me differently. For me, they look at me. Oh, no, they've seen these thin managers. Now they're looking for cholesterol, man. You know what I mean? Different things turn them on, man. They look at you and go, ooh, this is good porridge for the children. He probably pays for the water and lights too. So I'm on fats. Natalie's very nervous when we check us and she smells the red door. She must, hey, come here, I can smell one. Come stand here by me, I can smell. There's panache also here. I always used to like the older aunties. Even when I was younger, 25, I used to go to clubs, man, you know, those grabber granny clubs. Swingers. Warriors in Barbados. To dance here with the aunties, yo. Oh, they're nice, eh? Oh, chiffon, top to toe. Donna Claire, my ladies. You see a right one out here, the sandal there, hey. But just jazz there in the jazz competition. You feel your neck, is a stepping there. Vanaan drink ek jy van niet. Aunties look after you nice, man. Aunties look after you nice. Net zeker maak jy kinders kom by die skool, ek met die kar facts. Yes, man. So Natalie doesn't take aunties, she's very careful. Aunties know a good man, you know what I mean? Life experience. That's what I say now. I had a TV show called Klop die Kunstenaar. Yeah, remember, did you watch it? Are you boring? But when they said, oh no, Alfred, we're going to pay you, I said, when, what time? I'm quite available. This looks like an entertaining. Lockdown was rough. Shame, man, you understand, but very nice guy. He spoke in my ear. He gave me guidance, but I started speaking like him. Like, find the for you. Lovely guy. I actually went for an audition for Koekadore. You know Koekadore? It's like the Great British Bake Off. I thought this is the perfect show for me. There's no snacks, man. Then they said to me in the audition, I used the word koek onverantwoordelik. I said, what do you mean? I said, a cook show, I was supposed to say cook. She said, but you said cook 54 times. You say it wrong. I was like, ooh, Juanita. Weet jy, like 'n vochtige koekie. Oeh, Susan, jou koek was 'n bietjie droog. Ag nee, Kobus, haar koekie het gegis. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adrian. Thank you so much. Thank you to Wesley High. Thank you to Mitchell Spring. And thank you to my beautiful wife, Carla. Give that here a round of applause. So, thank you. God bless. Go well. Goodbye.
Your show was really, really great, and keep up the good work, and we want more shows in Mitchell's Play.
You guys need to come back to Cape Town. Seriously, need to come back to Cape Town after the lockdown. It's the first time me and my wife had out, and we thoroughly really enjoyed it. My jaws are actually sore from laughing so much. Big turnout.
Heb je zo is dan?
Nee, that's good.
En jou is de shows.
Coming, yeah. It was amazing. Nice crowd.
Lovely show.
Joh,
Well worth
de kaken was hier om in, maar
Holding your signs and wanting more in the shades. Keep on doing what you do because you make our world a better place. Really, you make us laugh and you make whatever tough times we're going through a little bit easier. You end it. Thank you so much.
Superstar in the making.
I must be honest, I'm not a Facebook fan. I watched him on Facebook, but after tonight, I'm a fan. Very nice, although he's joking about me all the time, so that's life.
Enjoy Mitchell's Play?
Yeah, I love it. It's like Hanky, it's just bigger. The Mitchell's Play is nice, and it was very well.
slag je Henkie.
Ja, wel.
Ben je dan? Dat is groot, ja. Hier zie je een baai. Groterse baai. Zal ik weer middag?
Nooit.
Zullen ze hier zien?
Mijn dorp is klaar veel voor mij.
Something about Rome's touch. Alex cough, headache, and rock nose go poof.
It's more than just my touch. It's Vicks Vapor. It relieves nasal congestion, cough, body ache, headache, and muscle stiffness. Good night sleep. Vicks Vapor.
Yes, salute jobs are open. If it was the way, if it was the way, if it was the way, back with another public show, it's not back with another public show, it's an Oslo. Public service announcement in the ways of folding and Alvin how you doing, sir? The man, the mother, it's just practically today. It's about time, man. I've been watching.
Listen, and I also want to tell you, I've been quite a fan of yours as well. I've watched quite a number of your videos. They make laugh. That's what we call comedy. Listen, we have to start. I actually hate this kind of questions, but I have to start just a small little comedy video to start for you.
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
So most people found me 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Most people found me 4 years ago, but I've been doing this for 12 years.
But then, why did you this funny to like, did someone say, oh,
You know when you grow up,
Yes.
I'm sure you have. I was very shy like.
yes.
So when year by 12, 13, I figured out if I can make people laugh, it
Yes.
takes the pressure off of me in social situations.
Okay, I got
And
you.
that thing developed into my personality. And as time was like, people start going, hey, jy kan nog wel lekker praat, jy praat soos 'n lapat skeer.
No, but
And then first person, I answered and said, die mense weet nie hoe jy reg, because when I'm actually quite reserved.
that was my follow-up question. I was like, I mean, your general personality, or you the type of person that goes out and speak to people, or you outgoing?
I'm definitely a guy that will come and speak.
Yes.
But I'm not what you expect me to be. I think a lot of people expect comedians to be these big personalities all the time.
All the time.
Wat is op dit mens?
Ja, maar
Zwaar op verstaan.
Dit is goed om te doen.
Verstaan je? So I am generally easy to talk. I praat makkelijk met mensen. But it's not violent enough. I'm not a clown. You know what I mean? Like it's not. I'm an adult with children and a wife and you know what I mean?
No, I
think
think
that's the distinction.
I was having this conversation with so many people that I'm just amazed about now that I clown because they were and I joke, now now to see a video of you. Now when you perform and you're on stage, that's one thing. But as opposed to when you're just in a normal social setting, you're going for supper with a family and you can have a fan.
Yeah.
And I say,
I don't. No, Kate, you get that all the time, right?
Yes.
I forgive that.
Yes.
I understand it's coming from a place of joy and happiness. But, like, what I just want to add to people that are in the street, when you see somebody that you know, you must also just get like, hy moet op weer goed gegaan vandag. He might not have his best foot forward.
Yes.
Verstaan jy? Like, you're not every day. Like, I'm 70% of the time I'm fantastic.
Okay. Yes.
And like 30% when I'm not having a great job, but quiet, but I'm not going to be rude to you.
Yes.
Maar die probleem kom by die mense, they don't know how to speak to you.
No, I get it. We've had
They
this
don't,
conversation.
they jump in and call up you. People will say crazy things to me.
Aye.
They see me and they're happy to see me, but they don't know what. Who is like a fit you?
Snap jy? Okay.
People are sensitive for the lady.
Yes.
You know, I also have those feelings.
That's really yes.
That's those things.
Look, that's reminds me of a friend of mine. I mean, he's also quite well. He was up with his family and stuff. But everyone actually knows him. And I said, no, they can't. You know, family. And I had over and lunch and sitting and he brought home my yes. He's a young man, but it was about for your burger. I mean, would you consider that drawing? I mean, that's too much.
Say
I said that for your burger. But I think that's funny, but
Yeah.
those guys, they're doing funny stuff again.
That, I
Yeah.
can still take that. Because
Yeah.
okay, there's no alles in happy.
Okay.
Ek het al gekry waar ons kom, hey you pee!
Oh,
I don't know what to say, man.
I got this one.
No, you know, but ek vloek eers in my shows, you know. Okay. I'll my burger if I'm putting out that energy.
Yes, then that's what it is. Yes,
But and a person also wants to be just, I just want to make sure if I even watch the
yes.
I'm not saying you must never come up to me, have a good time, come up. I just go, treat me as if you were with your kids.
Look, I forget that.
Don't call me a beard, right? My wife.
At the help of it, I feel like common decency is very important. Like, I think for anyone, because obviously I get it. Like, there's clone fans and there's lots of people who love what you do. But knowing how to approach people is also very different. And I feel like sometimes people watch you so much, now, in their minds, I know you, man. They came for you, man. So you get up, I'm going to do this, okay, so now, all of a sudden you have that, the lines of blur between
Reality and
this is the person in the real life and why saying, yeah, I said you fucking night.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean? You're like, I need to say good afternoon.
But those are always the exceptions, you know that.
Yes.
Like they are 1 in 100 people that the moment is too big for them and then they go the wrong way.
Yes.
For the most
Ik is
part,
blijven staan,
they
hè?
go the way up, yeah.
Je verstaan mooi.
They're laughing at it.
Okay.
What is there? Like I go, what is there to be angry or annoyed about the mense is nice meal. And it's because of the family stuff I put out who I am. I don't
Je is
get
ongedaan,
horrible
kinderen.
people coming my
Yes.
way. I get aunties. That is
Yes,
is rustig and nice and hier naast me say, oh, jou vrou die en dat 99% of the time they crack.
I mean, have you had a moment where it was a bit too much for you, where you were like they didn't like that?
Yeah.
Please let us, if you.
I was at a club in Joburg, a very popular place. It was not a club. I went to a comedy show.
Yeah.
And it was at this club, and it's a very beloved place, and I love the people there. But one of the guys came up to me, and he's a regular at this club. And came up to me the first time, and he was like, "Can I have a picture?" And he was nice.
Yeah, make courteous about it.
Cool, we take a picture. I'm here with people. Take a picture later. His wife is over there, his group is over there later. He goes away. 15 minutes later, no see the dog. I was drunk.
Okay.
He came back. The guy, now he's hanging on, but I'm still letting the
Is this like the third, fourth time he's
No,
coming
that's
back to
the
you?
second time, but
The
he's
second
hanging
time,
on.
okay.
And here he starts getting like, yeah, you'll pee and you'll pan. Then I have to become, I Lester so. You
Can you
cannot
respect this?
Dis groot mense wie jy staan met 'n hoofvloek. Loop, march. And then they skrik, everyone around me skrik. Because they forget that you also an adult male.
Yes.
That deserves respect. And they cannot have, that abuse is not just towards me, it's also the people I'm with.
Yes,
They're
around.
also uncomfortable. So I had to make him march.
And what transpired there? I mean, what did I mean? What
But
was
then
it?
there was a scenario where I think now I have to be conscious in my head going, hey, we're at a club, I'm actually with friends, these people, we had an episode, now I have to make it nice so I make people laugh. But this is all me in my head.
Yeah.
If I'm uncomfortable, and then out, but I'm keeping an eye on it. And one of my friends was going to say, just hold it, because we know how these things escalate.
Yes.
And it's a grown man, and egos are a horrible thing, and then they smash. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm not a guy to be, I've never been in a fight in my life, but I don't know. So I go, okay, the situation here
Emperor.
completely get out of control.
Yes, Simba's wife.
I see the club over there. So obviously I've not touched the nerve. Then eventually I just walked over to them as they are. I said, listen, my friend, what's this for? We don't have to fight with each other. I just didn't like the way we acted with me. Then he was great. He was like, oh, sorry, man. I was getting fight with my frozen and made this upset. And then you were great. I've seen him many times.
Many times since then.
Yeah, but I had to de-escalate it because I could see you can joke. And bear,
Yes. But you can wear people, I know.
things get out of hand.
Yes.
Silly little things, especially
Look,
when
I-
they're evil.
Look, I've seen this thing many times. I mean, apart from myself, I've been to shows with many, even friends of mine who obviously are in the entertainment industry. And maybe some days, friends of mine, we can't be focused because of, into the stage.
That's
you
why I
know,
said, yeah.
the brief moment between walking from backstage to, or like the front, the side to the stage, somebody was like,
Patrick. How are you doing, Patrick?
Yeah, but they didn't understand time that you was going to work. Child, would want to show good yes. I'm like,
I
you understand? So I think people should be understanding about what things actually do. It's a job also.
It's a job. We love it. We absolutely love it.
Yeah.
We just ask for the respect that everyone deserves. I have situations where when I'm backstage, I've had a guy come to me with a good camera with me. Kijk het, like, I get rugby photos, man. It's like, zo. A lens, man.
Yeah.
Is he back? What is the noise how we use, man? Die man heeft twee chairs met hom. Die kinders are, die mensen zijn allemaal on stage.
Yes.
Spray with my guy.
Yes.
I'm taking pictures, and I'm like, bro, you can do this after, man. You can't do it now.
Yes.
After that, I'm going to was convert van een verhaal.
I see
Theater, no, we just tried. That's how we got in backstage. We took a camera, came backstage, said it was for a show, didn't have tickets. The theater security is letting pass. Wow. You know when they steal, it's like when they steal your stuff in your doorbell or in a brass in a blue overall and then verga.
yeah.
What's that? So then I became a little bit more conscious about close sealing of my backstage area.
Okay, so nobody can come in at the time. No, it's big. I mean, safety is very important because soos gesê, jy kan vreemde mense buite.
Now I'm lucky I don't have wild listeners because mostly I is an uncle.
Yes.
But I always encourage, especially Owens in hip hop, because I look at these hip hop situations and I go, they don't know this like to be this good at rapping.
Yes.
He's actually a nerd, he's a geek.
Yes.
It's like he sat in front of a computer programming the sound. Hold it. This is most of the time it's a lot of character.
Yes.
There's a character at the ego. They take that stuff sometimes too seriously. And then when you attract a certain audience.
A kind of audience, yes.
Then
Ready for that kind of audiences, yes.
people still don't understand that Tupac Shakur went to art school.
With the art school,
He
he
went
ballet as well.
Gangster.
Yes.
The persona got him killed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm using him as an example.
No, I know, I get it 100%, and I think for most of the time, you get in there, and obviously with people being this ego-driven, let's say,
Yeah.
skill sport, whatever you're going to call it, it's all about, I'm the best, so I mean, obviously you attract the
Yeah.
other side.
And my before friends, I get nervous sometimes, but for the most part, in South Africa, we're lucky.
Yeah.
People are,
Talking about that, let's go back to that, but yeah, how would you basically call your style of comedy?
I think that my comedy is like, I'm a storyteller. I tell
Storyteller.
everyday stories. I try to be as authentic as I possibly can. My goal to try and tell a joke is I will never tell you something that isn't realistic within the context of okay.
Hy doen nie, man.
Besides,
Ek verloop hier nie.
joke vertel. I tell jokes about my boudewatskier en my mazina gebruik. I tell people that I know you
Gebruik jy met
can't
mazina
say,
paskeer
but
worden?
you
But you think it,
You know what I
okay.
mean? Like, I
Gebruik jy met
start
mazina gestuur
and
worden?
it's first do, then find, and I know there's funny ways, but I don't
Kirat.
know how I'm gonna get to that punchline. But I write from a perspective of everyday life and truth.
Yes.
Storytelling.
So nothing, not my double out in this world that you
No,
want
that's
to
not
measure.
happened to the day I'm going to
Okay.
I've just fictionalized some of it.
Okay.
So some of those people are not the real person, obviously. And like if I tell stories about people, I change names or I change the story slightly so that even when they sit in the audience, they can't 100% pick up its thing.
That's them. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you're glad that it's seen all
And
okay.
again, it's so vaguely.
Okay.
Maar as it is so.
Okay.
Because otherwise my whole family will be upset with me.
Listen, you're on following on that, huh? Well, who would you grade as your top 5 international comedians?
International, top 5, yeah. So like,
When your skin is healthy, you come alive. Sanix shower gels are developed with dermatologists to keep skin deeply moisturized, nourished, and hydrated for 12 hours. Sanix keeps skin healthy.
With unique Optizol technology, Calpol tablets release medicine 5 times faster than standard paracetamol tablets.
And I was and I was going to say before they can get all alive, right?
they're not alive.
Yes.
It's just entrepreneur battling for because it's so easy and some of these people don't have good reputations.
Yes.
So one I absolutely always loved Dave Chappelle from before he was this biggest. I was watching the bootlegs when I was a light in varsity. That guy, Eddie Murphy, when he was in comedy,
Yes.
back in the day,
Look,
I love that stuff.
sorry to even to break you, but I must say this like one of my all-time favorite stand-up comedians for Eddie Murphy is hilarious and
Brilliant, funny.
for me there's not
It's
that,
inappropriate.
that was one of the best I've ever watched. Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant. It stands today.
Yes.
Heel crack like the B movie. Heel crack like that.
Yes.
Then there's guys that I've always like, I can rattle down names. There's guys like people that I respect. And it's funny, there's a guy called Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan's dialect, so they love jokes, but of course I'm pretty local. And his wife writes the stuff with him. It is a thing of beauty. He's brilliant at what he does. Lately, I've been watching internationally. There's another guy also, Jim Jeffries. Michael McIntyre was here recently.
Yes.
Guy is a genius. Brilliant. I didn't go to the show, but
Yes.
that's all, but there's many. But those are the 5 that come to my mind.
Okay, now I'm going to give you top 3 South African comedians for you.
Has to start with Mark Lottery.
Mark Lottery.
Mark Lottery is
Legend.
the reason I sit here. I watched him, and we didn't know those things could be a career.
Yes.
Ek het aan baie sit daar people of him in die agterste kant van die opera house, and here is guys coming up and telling stories that I know to be true from my community in a way that is dignified.
Yes.
He didn't make us look like we are rubbish. And that I always tell people that first. So it has to be Mark Lottery. In South Africa, it's so difficult because these are my friends, and there are so many talented people. There's a guy called Skumba Big Banger Slope.
Skumba Big Banger Slope.
If you can watch an English show, if you're not for that, he's absolutely brilliant. Demands big audiences. When you, I'm on a 16 days in seats. You know,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hard. I think right up there would have to be Paul Pops.
Paul Pops, yes.
So
Yes.
there's three already. And then honorable mentions to be like Scout was said, just because I'm so Afrikaans, you might call a guy called Radio Raps. His name is Radio Raps.
Yes.
He's close friends with Drikkers as I but
Yes.
comes kop 'n bietjie bol.
Yeah.
That guy is a brilliant comedian. And he's done it in a way that like you can go through clubs. And then there's other guys that
Look, you can name them all, and I only ask for three because I can always go too into my all day just dropping names.
But those are the guys that generally rise to the surface for me. That I actually go and pay for the ticket and sit in the back and go.
I get that comedy is obviously something that's very objective, like because I mean what might be funny to me might be funny to you based on what it is or my relatability to the point. I don't know, that's one stretch too far, man. But who don't you find funny?
I find listen, I will tell you that I won't there are many people I don't find funny that the world finds funny. And
Yes.
it's because I cannot relate to you because our worlds
Or different.
don't do that. You know,
Yes,
don't cross.
yes.
So there's many times it's like music. I cannot care about Sinead O'Connor.
Yes.
There's one song, you know, maybe there's in peace.
Yes.
But I understand that there's a cult following there.
That loves.
That absolutely
Yes.
adores this person. There are millions of people. I can do every day on my feet. You know, a comedian, there's my boring, you know, so not everyone finds me funny. You know what I mean? That's the nature of it. So I'm not gonna, if I go out there and say, these people aren't funny, I also, it's friends of mine. There's a lot of my friends that I go, my bro, who created
Crowd. Yes.
but die mense like die dat maar ek is nie vir my.
As for my need. And then if you look at the South African industry of comedy,
Yeah.
you obviously been in, you say 12 years in the game. If you look at that, is it something that has grown over the years?
It's grown and collapsed, and it's hopefully growing again. It's not a thing. I think comedy in South Africa is very much still in its infancy. You must remember, we've only had stand-up in a free country for 30 years. The USA and these English countries, England, they've had it for many more years than us. So, and as an industry, we don't have all the parts of it yet. I mean,
Yes.
there's no, you can't go to an improv show every night. You'd be hard pressed to find an improv show in this country at the moment. There used to be people, but they don't do it anymore. That's because the industry is struggling. COVID decimated us. We used to have club gigs, and there were people that would produce those club gigs, like Parker's Comedy Club, Goliath Comedy Club, Kurt at Cape Town Comedy Club. Because of COVID, all those spaces that used to pay and support comedians at a grassroots level, they didn't have big audiences, but were very talented, that could then showcase their talent, maybe get booked for something, maybe a corporate, maybe get into a show, just maybe do club runs and make enough money because he's a lighty, don't have a lot of responsibilities, you can just, those have collapsed completely. There's no comedy clubs like there used to be. So now we're at a space where we're trying to build all that back up. And it's difficult because a lot of the people that were at the forefront of that has left the country and has also gone because it's not easy to run those businesses because of where they are situated. So if you think about a Cape Town Comedy Club, that was at the waterfront. I'm a big friend of Kurt, but he will tell you himself, it is an extremely challenging business to run just a comedy club.
Yes.
So just all these things come together and we are in a space now that we are struggling, really struggling. Everyday comedians are not getting the corporates they used to. Just like everything else in the country is struggling. Entertainment is one of those places where it falls first.
I got you. Listen, so I just my follow-up question to that is and I think I was really committed this question, but I always genuinely want to know like what the landscape is looking like. If you look at comedy today in South Africa, is it something that you can make a living off and that being your only job?
I think there's I've said this many times, if you are getting into stand-up comedy, you try and sustain a lifestyle, it is ill-advised to leave your day job.
Okay.
95% of us, certainly if you, it depends on your scenario. If you're a kid straight out of high school, you play your ma, so alles is alright, so you can club gigs do, but I can't know.
Yes.
Doing club gigs. I've got to go out and do shows before events do those things. And there are maybe I don't think there's more than 30 or 40 of us that make money purely just from the stand-up.
You understand? So does that also give room as to why you do your own shows? Or why you do your like, I mean, you've done collaboration, you do a lot of doing shows, you've done your own personal shows on your own capacity. I mean, does those kind of things help?
Absolutely, that is how I make my living, is because I sell shows. Before this, I used to be in marketing for 12 years of working marketing, a day job. I went to work every day and I did comedy shows at night at clubs. I didn't have this big audience,
Yes.
which is a blessing in my life now. Then, from there, I transitioned to corporates started to pick up that I was a great MC. I was clean, I didn't speak about politics, I didn't speak about sex, I didn't swear.
Yes.
So then I would get booked for these corporate events. So much so that and a little bit of club comedy took me out of my day job.
Okay.
But then I had a rule. I will only leave my day job because I've got an apartment. I went to varsity, so I had a great job. So I had an apartment and a car to pay for. I had no kids and no wife.
Yes.
So I could take the risk there to step away because I knew I could get back into it. But I also saved up 6 months worth of salary.
Okay.
In case times got rough and times didn't get rough.
Yes.
Times
And,
got so rough.
and is this pre-COVID?
This was pre-COVID.
Okay.
Then we go into COVID. I'm now just doing stand-up and corporate MC work, but I'm not a great actor, so I'm not doing acting work.
Okay.
And I've always just wanted to do stand-up in front of audiences like Mark Lottery does. Like I just wanted to do that. So, and then maybe the odd corporate.
Yes.
So now, then what happens is that before COVID happened, I used to go and audition for things here and then I quickly realized I'm not an actor, I don't want to be an actor.
Okay.
And also, the way I was acting, I was
What color comes to mind when you see it? Red, right? The color of love. I'm gold, divine. I'm purple, like royalty. It takes more than one color to define us. Electo hair color. Express yourself with 14 vibrant shades of summer. Electo. Turn up the taste with Cadbury Special Edition Fudge Cookie Crumble in stores now.
I'm friends with Ilse Clark, that woman is a professional.
Yes.
I was in a movie with her. I was never so far out of my depth in my life. Then when I was across from a trained professional like that.
Yes.
And you realize,
Is he my mind?
he's an actor.
He's an actor, yeah.
Act more. Like 17! Alfred couldn't lift his leg properly. So it was that. It's
Yes.
embarrassing, man. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm also not going to become, I'm not getting to the goal. The goal is I want an audience.
Yes.
Of my own that understands Alfred. Being an actor in a soapy makes you maybe famous or popular, but they're not coming to shows because you're in a soapy.
Yes,
Because they
100%.
don't see you playing a script. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like a
100%.
banker or whatever. So then I went, okay, those days social media was big already, but people weren't vlogging like hectically. There were like a few. Then I was like, I can start vlogging now. I remember going home and selling my old camera, selling a PlayStation, buying a camera, coming home with a camera, telling my wife looked at me. You know when people look at you and go, why? Waarom mors jy self, man? You know, but God was a cow. There's a fruit, man, you can spill it in here. Because now, my dad, put me through university. You got a BCom grad son.
Yes.
Making jokes there. It's a white. The other day, for the first time in a career, I went to a comedy show and I watched the comedian on stage starting out. And I go, I get why people didn't believe it.
I get it, yeah.
If my son was out there, this is a ridiculous thing.
Yes.
Especially if our fight, he's got a great education.
Yes.
Why? What are you doing?
This is
Delusional. That's completely deluded that you can make a career out of this thing that better than the one that you work
towards, yes.
So long story short, no camera. I started vlogging for a year and a half. No one was watching. I'm talking about if 300 people watched that thing.
That was a lot.
On all my platforms. I'm talking right from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, alles. That time TikTok wasn't even a thing yet. It was something else.
Yes.
Then 300 people all across. Niemand keek. But what it allowed me to do is to develop a skill set in complete obscurity, which now in hindsight was critical. Because I see it with people like, when people are massively famous, how difficult it would be to experiment in private.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To have trial and error, to mess up the edit, to mess up the video shoot, to learn, to grow. That is what it allowed me to do. And then COVID comes. And now, mind you, I'm a mark for my jokes. I'll make a comedian brass and frap Jason Galai. Jason used to
Making
say,
jokes of you.
Gat van me. Listen, you know, I was like, you see that your camera back, oh, where's the photographer? You know, I have very stupid jokes. Because at the time, and I get it, they didn't have that vision that I had. In my head, I was like, the way to do this is to get a social media following so they know exactly who I am and what I'm about, so that when they do come to the shows,
they'll know exactly
I
who
don't
you are.
have to explain a background story to them. It's just build my own audience. And then what? It's through COVID, when I lost everything. I'm sitting on a couch for room, my wife is about to lose her job. They canceled 27 gigs in a day. Oh, there's no one. I'm sitting there, I got a bond, I got a 1-year-old, cars, I got all that stuff. I'm sitting there, and I was depending on all these corporates to come to
all these things, yeah.
Maybe I'm doing a show with that brother, but it's small.
Yes.
I sat there laughing the movies because I was like, this is, you can't have your back more up against the wall here.
It's
If
not
you're gonna do about, en my kop dink ek, ons gaan die karre verkoop eers.
Yes.
Dan kan ek al my geld uit my bankrekening uittrek. I went to the bank and I drew my credit card leeg. Everything. I put little balls of 1,000 rand everywhere in the house because it was a lockdown.
Yes.
Natalie laughs because she found a tightly wrapped grand in a jacket pocket like a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Because it was so desperate that I went, the banks are not going to come for me first. They must first, I'm not, if I leave this money there, the debit was going to go over and Azana's car.
Yeah.
I'm not, I told her, I'm not paying this house, I'm not paying this car. There's no money coming, I'm going to feed you and this child.
Because imagine that little that was in there, got taken and then...
My bro, no switch your ass on your honor.
Nuts.
But you got a phone call, hello, yes, no, I'm gonna try and pay a 500 rand.
Yes.
I'd rather take that embarrassing call than look at my wife and go, oh my God, no. So
yes.
That's where I was, laughing hilariously at this, and then I started making videos about my reality. And then we went from 300 views to 3 million views.
Wow.
And the rest is history.
What a story.
So now, these are it is no popular. I say, yo, die mense is nie gewoon video's van Douwe, college group of a big sports group, as any WhatsApps. But they don't realize that I'm not making the same time because everyone thinks I'm making a ton of money.
Yes.
No views make you no money. It's not enough to pay the bills.
100%. Yeah.
So I then, in the background there, I was writing and I went back to put my marketing hat back on for people. There was a bank I worked with many years ago. I said, listen, I said, everybody makes it. I said, listen here, let me do a couple of social media videos for you. Will we explain what a payment holiday is? Because people are confused. I wrote this whole thing.
Yes.
I said it to them. They go, this is a great idea. I can shoot it. Any paperwork. I locked down hard for me. I've got the camera and I've got a team. They're working remotely. They'll do everything.
But
you see, was
as I your camera.
Camera, yes. A laptop and my frozen phone. But that phone was better as mine. And recorded those things. And they said, oh, that one works so well. Let's do another one. That stuff sort of dragged me through.
And it helped you.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
I did 10 of them and they won an award somewhere, I can't even remember. And then we started to claw our way out of, started doing online gigs, claw our way out of this situation. And then at the back end of it, when I opened shows, people came.
And I look, if you look at that story in retrospect, I mean, again, what you say, God helped me through, you say, you know, like how did we make it through, you know, in retrospect, like we survived it.
I'm very emotional about it. I'm obviously brought up Christian, so you know, God helped me through is a very strong reference in my head.
Yes.
Definitely, you know, because there was definitely something on my side. God was on my side. Let me just put it like that. But I think of it like every time now I have a hard time. When I have issues now in my life, which happens, people think your life is perfect, it's not.
Yes.
I go, if me and my vrouw can stick together, get through that,
we can get through anything.
On the right.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Yeah. And I mean, because these are
because the reality of it was that we were in a bad place. We were in a very bad place. We were in a place where my dad would call and say, listen, if you need money, you know what I mean? It was like, and it wasn't just me, man. It was everyone always calling me, man, I had musicians, man, panel guitar. And we were the last ones to be set free to go and work. And we applied for all those things. That's why I moved to Iraq. I mean, people never hear me swear. Because when we applied for all that government help, I did all of that. But no,
I remember.
I don't know anybody that got that money. No one came to me and said,
I want to artists, comedians, though. Everyone was going to be home. There was going to be no money, no shows.
I went overseas on tour and I explained this to Australian comedians and they said, oh no man, it was great here. They said, what do they know? I said, no, we got paid more money than what I... Because that government took care of those people.
Yes.
And then you go, I love South Africa with all my heart, but then I go...
Zie, om eens 350 krijgen, mos. Nee? Om eens 350 krijgen, we gaan praten. Luister eens.
When I speak about these and stuff, I saw it there. Because those people fell on a soft mattress. Comedians were getting paid full, like, they looked at your tax, they took their tax returns every year. They went, oh, here's your average income, we will pay you that.
You pay the average.
It was something of that nature, I speak under.
Wow, a pipe dream. I think a pipe dream was.
Die manne het gaan bicycles koop, hulle het begin arts and crafts doen by die huis, dit het goed gegaan.
That's lovely.
I had friends calling me, bro, do you have 150 rand a these are eating. Ek moes my guitar te gaan pan.
That is my follow-up question. I'm dealing with other people that assume you would be better.
Hey, of course.
And like,
dan sê ek net, bro, ons het deze
Ik kan even deze net
ons
over.
het alles gedoen wat ons moest doen. I had friends that were selling cigarettes, you did I put my,
yes.
Ik kan even deze net over.
I'd go, I didn't do it, I didn't have to get that.
Well, you was there, not one.
I get it.
I get it, you have children, I had friends that like, ek kry phone call.
Maar kijk, Benji.
Please, give me 500 rand. I put my thing in my cash converters and I'll go now. I'm talking about being out of COVID a bit.
Yes.
Then I go, shop. Then when I would use gig, come back, give me my money. Sometimes it comes. So what?
No, what? And now, I mean, here we are. It's 2024. We are now into 2025. In a couple of months, has this year per se been better for you?
Like I mean, the last 3-4 years have been like best years. Yeah. Like, because when we came out, the audiences shout. It was loud. So like, if I think about it, like, we couldn't have been more blessed after that. So it allowed me to save money. It allowed me to crawl out of this pit of like debt up to my eyeballs.
Whether you're from South Africa or Nigeria, it hurts, brother, it hurts.
I'm talking about our debt with Iraq.
Guy fra is
And I'm not a
he's
debt
from
guy.
South Africa.
Yes, but I needed to make a plan.
Needed to share.
So then we crawled out of that debt. We managed to, and I just started to become a self-funded businessman at every cent.
And turned it in. But now you look, and I think I understand it's so often about the project life, you know, obviously it's all wild, expensive. Like even pre-COVID, even before that, I mean, like up until now, I think this is, for the most part, most things have increased almost 1 times. The price, even if you look at property, even you get a car park. Yes. So it's not like the, I mean, yes, we could have cured some of the debt, but it's safe to say that, I mean, most people still are in debt. And I'm not stupid still.
I'm in debt, as I said, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just in a better place.
To pay it.
Yes, I grow up, but I'm still life is surrounding people, and this is where one of the things I want to touch on is that people look at us. Mark, myself, everyone that's doing a show. I look at Robin, I look at Emo and Okman, all these people. They put on these massive shows. And I think that what people do is what I used to do. I look at this place, yeah, this is a amazing means.
Yes.
This is a country. 150.
Yes.
They don't take into account that the venue was 50,000 rand,
yes.
The lighting was 25 grand, and that the man probably walked away with something closer to 30k.
Yes.
You know, so
there's
yes. So there's also context you have to create. But things are difficult for most artists, as we know. I think things are difficult for people in general. When I think about my friends that are in day jobs, I almost feel like they are the vulnerable at the moment. Because in the past, everyone used to tell me, no, bro, there's no stability in this.
Yes.
I tell you what stability is for me.
Lang hala
I
pa
don't
migo
think
pa.
it exists. When they can fire 2,407 teachers.
Yes.
When we grew
3
up,
hours.
my mom was a teacher. My father says, your teachers are your solid.
Yes.
He said, teachers work was like a fire. Now we fire the teachers. So where is stability in the real world?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
So now,
Wala ko man.
my follow-up question to that was like,
Nee, Geert.
do you feel like someone who's earning
Tiyan
just
mo
one
pa.
salary per month?
Tinira. Tinira.
Ja.
Kuha na ko pinila klap.
Tweer. Zeg maar tweer.
I don't think
Dat was safety.
we're talking about average, the average guy.
Ang
I don't think
sakit ma.
One day, teaching an oral
Dan
health
moet de sierarm gaan zakken.
who kept covering his mouth. He had
Mia!
lost some of his teeth.
Ay,
As a
ang
hygienist,
ganda.
a child's smile means everything to me. Every child has a right to smile.
I'll be honest with you, I look at my expenses. Every month, I work as hard as I can to make as much as I can to keep my kids comfortable, and I'm really fortunate.
It's like, don't
And
people
I go do, you know what I mean? So like I go, I'm not by any means struggling, but I go, 10 years ago, with my audience, I would be alright, man. Yes. You know what I mean? I would be alright. Now, if you look at the price of just food, everything. We, for example, ons is by die cheaper winkels, man.
Okay.
Ons is by die everyday, ons is by die checkers.
Yes.
And then you think about, it's not like you go to Woolworths and look at a basket of food every day. Now, I come from retail.
Yes.
Marketing, so I look at it a bit differently. I go, a Roland's price has gone up by 3-4 rand. The last couple of years, a toothpaste has gone up by 3-4 rand. Those things all knock people in the pocket. And let me tell you something that I'm going to talk about this. I'm kind of get into it.
Yes, no, it's fine. That's
But it's
the point.
related.
Yes.
I think, and people must come and correct me, I'm not a finance person per se, but I go, we have a scenario where, and I don't like this book, I don't speak politics, everyone knows this. I know, there's two-pot system. I feel so sympathetic towards people that grab the two-pot system because it's that hard. The scenario that we find ourselves in is...
Jullie mensen competitief tussen toepotten, jongen. Wat praat je,
a
man?
lot of theft and corruption and things that led to a place where the economy has taken a knock.
Yes.
Which that is a government problem.
The people pay for it.
Forget the parties, whatever it is. We paid our taxes, we did what we needed to do.
Kom toe
They
potatoes.
went, there was a lot of tempting things that weren't addressed and nipped in the bud early enough. And now they sit with a deficit. You know what I mean? They don't have money. So now they
Yung
open a
spits ang
two-pot
egg na
system.
ko visit, tas egg ay blong
They
pa yun.
created this poverty that we're sitting in. Yes. Now they open the two-pot system. You can get
Drive
and
off.
they're taxing us so heavily. How is that different from loan sharking? Yes. How is that different? No, are you seeing an opportunity? You created the scenario. You need more money. So you open the two-pot system. So
Mute.
the people that are already desperate
Wait, le.
have to draw the
Mute.
You can
Jij gaat
pull out
mute.
millions
Nee.
under the starting to eat into
Cause
credit
je bombo
cards,
grap.
you end up at a place where you're nervous, and this thing comes to a head because you can't pay off these cards with 20 rands worth of debt, with 10 rands worth of salary. And then that becomes 100 rand or 200 rand, and now at night you can't sleep. You vrou weet nie. Jy wil vrou sê, luister hierso. Then many of us don't want to please our wives. Like I want to do the best for my wife. Like if she says I want this chandelier, then I'll break my back to get her this chandelier. Maar ek sê nie maar ons sukkel nie.
Die betaal en hy betaal wat
Sê nie maar ons sukkel nie.
Ja.
Sê nie maar ons kan nie koop nie. Sê nie maar nee, hulle het trains vir die werk nie. Maar wat jy is moet worry nie. Next thing you know, jy het hom homself as 'n seer.
Ja. No, so I mean, I think it's something I honestly, because we're speaking to some of the viewers right now, that's something that you should speak about. I thought about because I've got so many people in this last couple of weeks, and that seems to be a recurring topic. Everyone's mental health, and they talk about the depression, the anxiety, and how they deal with it. Because again, I would sit here and say a few years ago, this was not the conversation we were having.
Not at all. It's not a popular one.
It's the same thing like you said, like your dad said, hey, how is some man? What's it? Wat hy wil sê, you know what I mean?
Ek het gehoor een keer by my auntie se funeral. Toe kom toe my mom van my, ja, dis 'n junkie baling. I'm like, buddy, does auntie help? Bring me up. Say up to stay window. It's normal to cry. So crazy.
You know what? I think about this. I think even about my own father. Even sometimes, no, I look at him. He doesn't really show emotion often.
No, that's that age.
And my father's gonna be he's almost 70.
Mine
is almost 69. Yeah. So mine's about 66, 68. Right? And then I see him. So I recall, so his grandpas, and then I was like, and I asked him, you're not sad? He's like, no, that's how life is. We have to do it right tomorrow.
That is a man with a lot happening inside.
I'd say, I don't know about you, but I think it's sad, I mean, not just that, but that particular person in general, or people that are close to you, they pass away, like, how do we put up this brick wall in our emotions and say, like, but I'm going to miss this person, or like,
let yourself cry.
Zo zei het in zo geleerd, hè? Maar dan mag je.
I think that's what he is saying. Explain and I don't care. And I want to be normal. Take the yes, because the reality of it is that this is hard, so I'm gonna cry. I'm a human. We must stop teaching boys to be hard. And then when they catch on this crazy stuff and they beat women and stuff and they do horrible things, then we wonder what's happening. Part of the problem is that we don't allow them to be vulnerable. So now it takes it out somewhere. And then it's like, that's why abuse of females is so ridiculous in this country. Anyway, you can see this conversation.
Yeah. Yes. But anyway,
this is what happens with a lot of interviews with people. It's a good time. The reality of things that are very intense.
No, but lots of comedians are this is exactly what the show's all about. Yeah. I mean, if you watch it, we like to get a bit deeper because I even told somebody about I hate me personally watching other people's shows or things. It sounds like something I could have just Googled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not finding out the person
is that the shit. Now I'm going to do that's for you. Just look at it like this. So you just choose one and you tell me if you're going to go for this is not rugby, this is the actual animals, lions or cheetahs.
Lions.
So you just give a quick reason as to why lions.
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. Okay, but soccer or rugby? Rugby. Cricket or golf?
Golf.
Kids or dogs?
Kids.
Tomatoes or potatoes?
Potatoes again.
Eddie Murphy or Eddie Griffin?
Eddie Murphy.
Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
Cat Williams.
George Carlin or Pablo Francisco, if you know.
Pablo Francisco.
Trevor Noah. Yes, no, he was, eh? Trevor Noah or Mark Luttrell?
Mark? Trevor is going to Mark.
Okay, next one. Just put it out, a party or dinner. Club or bride?
Bride.
Temple Boys or Team Kenny?
I don't know Team Kenny, so Temple Boys?
Youngster or Ziggy Porter?
Youngster.
Yo, bro, youngster every day, but I like it, Ziggy like it.
Okay.
I think he's great.
Yellow champagne? Yeah. Chicken or chops? You had to choose on your winner. Sex or food?
Sex. I think.
Okay. So listen, there's a few older others. I mean, say this or that, no? But if you could teach a, let's say, do you have animals, right? No.
I used to have.
You used to have a
Last
dog.
2 months ago.
Okay, so this is like a bit of a funny question, but
Yeah.
if you could teach a dog one human thing, what would you teach a dog? But they could actually do it. Just
Actually do it.
Just one human thing.
Talk. Yeah. Like you have a conversation.
Have a
Right from
conversation.
the dog with that.
So like,
Why are we eating a bottle?
okay, another one. What's your most used WhatsApp emoji?
The smiley face with the 8 cheeks.
Smiley face with the 8 cheeks. Okay. Who do you think is a celebrity doppelganger?
Adrian Thomas.
Adrian Thomas.
Everyone says that it's like Adrian Thomas.
Now that you say it,
Yeah, it's like Adrian Thomas. And I used to get, I look like Udo Carlos.
Okay. Your most luckiest number, a number that you just think. I mean, I really believe in that or not. A number.
13, but I'm not all that believes. I think if you give those things power, it becomes something. But I don't
You
know.
will Friday the 13th?
No.
No.
It was not last week.
Yes. I saw a video actually on Facebook just the other day. It was like, can we call it me just say on Friday the 13th? It was elke dag weeklag.
I know that he lost his leg in the arm on the 13th on a
Yes.
Friday and he sticks by
He sticks by it. It's a bad omen. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Kijk je naar het doen? Toen nog net spice. Je mag het een krokodil geven.
Krokodil aan, je weet het.
Nee, is hoender man.
Yes, hoender.
Alles ja, alles is hoender.
Yes, is hoender.
Maar het is hoender en pas. Dus ik like the texture. I'm tussen die twee.
That's what you do.
I came home and I said, I went to one of these places, a carnival, whatever, bar, restaurant. Came home to my client and I said, oh man, krokodil is this. She was asking,
You don't think?
no,
You like it?
krokodil.
Like telling me, maar op een zo'n dog, the spice barbecue dog.
Listen, we eat pig. Okay. People eat pig, and let me tell you, I've seen how dirty a pig is.
So you go for the dog.
Listen, if you spice that thing right, you do that every time. I have never know. Never know.
I think it's lekker. Okay. What is your favorite childhood snack?
Yo, my guy, I used to love ice cream. Ik moet wachten tot mijn maag weg en dan eat.
Is there specific?
You know ice cream.
The ice cream.
When I grow
Ramen
up,
raisin.
Catties.
Yes, still around. Yeah, man, just yeah.
I still order that stuff.
Touch.
So
Okay.
yeah, but
Lijkt hier helemaal raisin toe, Clemens.
in is wel een plastic inside.
Je proeft nou.
Ice cream gesteel.
Je proeft nou. Dat is gewoon ramen raisin. Wat ons wil je natuurlijk. Kijk je hangt op een spar. Ramen raisin.
No,
Ik
kom er
was
niet op.
dat is een point het geweest. Joh. Dat is weer een stuk.
Trying be on time. That's what time, I don't understand. Another thing I think that's very easy is that when people are just generally disrespectful or assume, you know, like they do. And I see it a lot in when people speak. Like sometimes people, especially because I'm a comedian, they come up and they make homophobic jokes or racist jokes. And you're making a massive assumption that I am racist and homophobic.
Yes.
I hate that. Nah.
Okay, so I mean, so is that when people have the conversation with
Yeah,
you and say something?
Yeah. Okay. When they make a homophobic joke or a racist joke, and I go, I'm deep.
But now, I mean, that's
And it happens to me all the
that's
time.
such an important thing, man.
Good people, racist, homophobic, come up to me and go,
Yes.
I think I hate that. I deeply dislike it.
That's so crazy how deep that is entrenched in the culture.
It's so deep because like I grew up, I have family that's like this.
Yes.
Every day in my community, the people around me, across the board, the racism like that they're hiding is massive. I was get bias all the time. You get that, and you get like homophobia to me, and it hits really deep because I've got so many gay
Friends,
lesbian friends.
Yes.
I make fun of everyone, but that doesn't mean that I am homophobic. I will not say anything that to hurt people. I hate that thing. No, but now you're assuming I'm like you. What about me made you think that I am racist and homophobic? You know what I mean? Like, why are you so comfortable telling me or making racist jokes to me?
Do you feel like if it wasn't, I'm not going to say illegal, but I mean it wasn't, let's say it kind of is illegal and super frowned upon, right? Be homophobic or be racist, right? Do you think if that wasn't the case for most of the things, people would openly say crazy stuff?
Oh, my friend. if it was, then people would go, wow.
You go up.
My bro, if that's why I say like, I complain about cancel culture, but I also understand how necessary it is.
Yes.
Because it's a correction. Because some of us were outlying so far, we have to bring those people back to the middle somewhere. Because we were saying wild stuff in front of children and vulnerable people that couldn't necessarily speak out and say, listen man, it hurts me when you say that because I am that. You know, I hate it.
So now, I mean, what that means is like people saying these kind of things, right? For someone that want to entertain that kind of thing, then what do you do?
Oh man, it's hard because over the years I got into a lot of fights in my 20s, early 30s. Then they would know if it's wrong. If you can now you are homophobic, I just don't speak to you again.
Okay.
I have learned that not every fight is worth fighting. I think and you are like, I am not going to convince this bruh. He's 15 man. He's saying crazy racist stuff as if it's okay. Ek raak nostalgic en ek op my gesig sien. And you know what's weird, people sometimes use these things as a technique to endear themselves to me because they think I'm also on board.
Okay.
And I'm not on board. But jy's also nog met myself. Like training in a cancer. Ek probeer net aan met kinders van die mens. Dis af. Ek het nie tyd.
You know, so I think about this kind of all the time, you know, like, and I've been one with you, now you watch yourself, yeah, why is that? Yeah, so I mean, especially you being a comedian, so that you must
Like, because I
take it on the chest, like, I didn't joke funny, but I mean, you know, back in the wrong is really a joke.
There are things that I mean, everyone's entitled to make the jokes and statements that they want to, but there are things, and people go, what is too far for you? Everyone knows what's too far for them. For me, what is too far is when people have normalized speaking in a certain way in their houses, and then they bring that stuff into the kids, and those kids go into the world, and they, I will tell you this much, I've never met evolved human beings. I'm now that has been racist, deeply racist, homophobic. I've never met people, and I've been able to sit at tables with extremely, I met people that come from
Elite Aloe works fast to provide relief that lasts long for up to 12 hours. Try Elite Aloe today.
Relieves very dry itchy skin in just 60 seconds.
Pijn diep nou.
Skin relief moisturizing lotion.
Pijn diep, moet je niet bewegen.
This
Dus
month,
kijk even
join
kijken.
XM's biggest promo ever. We're celebrating 15 years of important new trade, and you can double your deposit bonus up to $15,000. The more you trade, the more you earn. XM, join now.
Mitchell's Plain, that is the head of banks in Australia. Yes. I have met the artists, I've been very, and I've met, you know, it's they at that level, you don't find homophobia and racism. It's not as present, might be there, but it's not as present and deeply entrenched as what it is for less evolved people. And I
you feel like the country we live in and the history of the country is all of that reason, all part of why.
All of those things, but not just that. I mean, it's also the way you were brought up in your house. I mean, in my parents' home, we didn't say the K word. We still don't.
What's that? Kellogg's.
Yeah, Kellogg's. Kapitan.
Okay.
I've never been in a space. My parents are bringing it up in those spaces.
In those spaces, yes.
So it's foreign for me. And I go, this is also another thing why I don't take gangster roles in movies.
Okay.
Because it sets this expectation to people that are not from my culture that this is how we really are. Because that's the entertainment they get fed all the time. So if they get fed that we're all gangsters, then they treat us a certain way. You know what I mean? So I've always been like, sometimes you can't blame people if you just feed them one thing. You can't blame people for coming up to you and saying, because they don't know that that's not the reality for 95% of us.
Look, I'm sorry, I touched on that topic, and I had this conversation with Brendan Daniels here when he was on the show, and I spoke to him about, like, you know, how most of the male, let's say middle-aged male, brown male from South Africa is portrayed in South African films. And for me personally, as like we've kind of had the same kind of narrative the
Yeah,
whole time.
there's no balance. I understand. I love a lot of those movies.
No,
are
I love
great,
them myself, but I mean-
But I'm just like, it can't make us a doctor also. Because I've got an uncle and 2 cousins that are doctors.
Yes.
I've got an engineer for a cousin. I've got teachers as cousins. That is the reality of the colored community. We are people that's parents did a lot of sacrificing to put their kids through school. I went to Masterman's and had braces.
Okay.
I have a more, a similar upbringing to, you know, the average white guy, if you want to say that,
Yes.
the average black guy. But then when people see me, they,
Away my room.
that is not
Yes.
all that we are.
But that's what I'm saying. So there's kind of these kind of movies obviously entrench that same narrative about
Too many
who the
of
people. So because it doesn't matter which social setting you are, or work setting you are. If you are that guy, then you're gonna have to relate with me saying, "Away me bro."
Yeah, it's too many
I
of
mean-
them. It's a reality, but it's too many of them. We don't see, say, as it's like for many years when you look at Chinese people or Japanese people, right?
Karate.
We don't believe they all do karate all the time.
Ja, weet je.
But with us, I feel like the narrative has been leaning towards the 5% so hard that it's overtaken. Like I used to work in corporates, and then people would say the wildest stuff to me. Like from my black friends, my white friends, thinking that it was okay because that's what they saw all the time. They would say the wildest stuff to me, then I must not check you, my friend. And now it's uncomfortable because I gotta go. I know it's not your fault entirely, but I gotta go, bro. I don't speak like that. I don't have an uncle in jail.
Yes.
I don't have an auntie that stole things. I grew up in a poor neighborhood, bro. A very poor neighborhood. Met daar enkele mense. Oom met sy sak om neer sit in die hak. Tee gedrink.
Yes.
Hy het sy pakkie afgegee. Werk toe gegaan. Gesukkel, die kinders en teachers geraak. Dokters geraak. Hulle het die huis aangebou. Is nog in dieselfde semi attached, maar groot nog.
Yes.
Uncle en over 14, they work really hard in those poor communities. 99%. That's why I get like, when people go like, I found it weird when I did my first show in Mitchell's Plain. Because like people like, oh, come you up here, must be careful. What do you mean? We in Westridge. There's a doctor, there's a 14. There's violence in South Africa. I love it. In every I love it. We love in Sandton. People getting shot at the mall. It's violence that's everywhere. It's not just for us. You know?
No, I know. Now that's what I'm saying. That constant idea that this is who the people are. Listen, this is now completely off topic here, man. What soccer team you support? If you do it?
Not a sports.
Not a sports.
Not a sports. I say rugby early because we're doing so well.
Okay.
And I grew up around rugby people.
Okay.
But if I had to choose a team, I choose my brother-in-law's team because I'm around him.
Okay, so we have to
he's at Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay. Okay. Now we actually discussed something before you got here. We were watching this video, and I just thought it would be so fun to just add this in here into it. But you basically have 1 minute, right?
Yes.
To make us laugh without saying a single word.
Name it.
Listen.
First, there's 2 things wrong here. There's 2 things wrong here.
Listen.
1, I'm not a physical comedian.
I know.
And 2,
But that's the point.
2, you don't ask a comic to make someone laugh.
I know, we don't need to make you laugh. We were just for the 2 of us, no? You can do whatever you want to make sounds. You're allowed to do hand actions, but you cannot speak any words.
That's going to be a long, boring 1 minute.
Okay, come. Let's. Whatever you want to try.
I'll do it if you do it first. You very animated, do that. You see?
You feel really random.
We were doing well.
That's it. You're done.
We have to. What can you say?
Anything.
I don't.
20 seconds. I know you don't do that, but we're taking you out of your comfort zone.
Hey, fuck, why must I get out of my comfort zone? I work hard to be here.
Okay, moving along swiftly. What is for you personally as a comedian? I have to ask this, yeah. Like So comedians only die on stage. Sometimes the joke doesn't do well. What is one of the most honest moments where you feel like in retrospect you look back and like, yo,
I had a lot, man. If you came up, if I've been doing this, my 13th year doing this, I've what they call diamonds or
yes,
no one laughs.
when nobody laughs,
I've had many of those. I have nights now where I don't die, but I didn't perform as well as what I used to. There's those moments. But no, like one of them that sits with me, there was two that sat with me. One is, I got very cocky. I got very cocky in my early days. I was becoming very hot on the club scene. I was doing comedy gigs and I was the headliner, and I could make an audience, turn an audience around easily. But I was still a 5-minute open spot guy. And then one day, I didn't even go into the front section to look at the audience. I just went backstage to South Mary Owens, didn't care, ladies and gentlemen, Alfred, and I walk out there, and it was a event. The comedy club had got the place to like old ladies fraternity done. My brother was that face kind of watches for me, and he brought it from Pupare for the aunties. Because that's all I had, because I'm a 5-minute comedian. I don't have a lot of material. I died so hard, and it was good aunties, man.
Yes.
I went home, I didn't even say hello to people. I went straight home, took a shower, and cried. You know what I mean? It was quiet.
So now, as a comedian, you go people, like, do you go like check the crowd? This is what it looks like. What's up?
Oh yeah,
people.
yeah.
That's the content change based on what you see.
Yes, 100%. Listen, there's a set of things I can speak about because I have a breadth of work that I can pull from. But my ideas, especially when I'm doing lineups with many people, I walk out there and I have a look. Because I go like, what is the general average here? What am I seeing? Is there a lot of women? Is there a lot of men? Is there a lot of people from a certain age group? Is there a lot of people from the Western Cape? So that will sort of make me go, what are these people's lives like?
What can I actually use for the show?
What can I relate to them as a general medium? Then I'll go and try and fit into the conversation they're having in their heads then. Now with my own shows, it is what we're talking.
Okay.
Because they assumed me for the last couple of years, so it's much easier. But it's become tricky with Mark and myself, because we walk out and then some nights I can feel there's a more Mark audience.
Okay.
Because they're laughing and having a great time, but they love the Mark Lottery.
Yes.
I'm a Mark Lottery fan, I get that.
Yes.
And then there's nights where we walk out and it's me, my mates at the confidant. You know what I mean? And you can't see it.
But you can feel it.
You can feel it. You know,
Yes.
so this has been the challenging part of the Mark and Alfred experiences.
Is that done for now? Is it more shows?
No, we are wrapping it up in December. Okay, we'll get back to Cape Town, back off into the Mark. You can start looking at the backstop right now. We're starting up the way night. So December will be. Book your Friday, that's almost got Friday and Saturday. No, we
Look at now another one again. I hate to do this kind of question, but we have to somehow incorporate in here. No? You need to it's easy one. No, it's nothing hectic. You don't want.
You asked me to keep quiet for a minute already, sir.
You looked at me like I was going to I wasn't getting to that one. I was just gonna say, what would you consider one of your personal favorite jokes? And if so, could you share it with us?
So I mean, the stuff is all on the internet.
Yes.
A lot of it is on the internet, but a lot of the jokes, every show has a joke that you enjoy to tell. You know what I mean? All of these jokes, I've got a rule, so I'll tell you the process for my show. So I'm working on the next one-man show. It'll be the first new one-man show for a while, because I tour one-man show for almost 2 years. Okay. So everywhere, and then I come back, right? And so me and Mark are together now, so the next show is just going to be me. So what I do is, I write these jokes, and all of them must be funny, and I must like them. Okay. Then I go to smaller rooms, 50 seats or less. Then I go tell those jokes. 60% of those jokes are not going to make it.
Okay.
And I cut them.
And you cut the joke.
Then we go until that show is solid, and I take it to 200 and be up. So every night there's a show. So every show has a specific joke. I've got a joke where I tell a story about a girl with stink feet. I love that. I've got a joke that is dark. I've got a joke that is darker, where I talk about a disabled kid. And because it's dark, I enjoy the journey the audience goes with me. Because they don't agree. But I get them to laugh. But You can't, here's where I'm going to go. You can't tell these jokes out of context. They are part of a set. So I'm going to tell you a sticky, then you're going to go,
Okay, so
it's a body of work, it's an album. I don't do knock-knock.
Yes.
So like those little bits are not going to work.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah. That is why comedians are so adamant about don't ask us to tell you what you
Yes.
Because real comics understand that
It's a journey.
setting is really important. Like you like even the room is important. Even I can tell you from a
Yes.
by just looking at how the chairs are put down. It's just how it is.
Okay. So now, then, since we're not gonna get any jokes out of you, we have to come to the show. What big them? Back by popular demand. What's it?
It's Alfred and Mark, back by popular demand at the Baxter Theatre. We're also traveling around the country. We just opened a Namibia. We're going
Maar hij
to.
is niet bij het geweest nou, nee.
Botswana is.
Hij was niet bij het geweest nou, nee.
We going to George and we are going to Kaneka, back by
Can you have any
popular.
other ways? Can I go with two individuals?
You can come with me. You can let well. The plane was in the car.
We're taking a bus, we're taking the plane, how are we going? Roadshow? Okay, quick one. This is just a quick 5 questions. Chris, you give me my.
Chris is big. I'm not a gambling man. I haven't made that.
I never be a world with some that exterior that.
I make bets with people who want to
Okay.
I go, you know, see how it is.
Okay.
It's just how I like so when people laughed at me for doing social media stuff because it was ridiculous. When people said, how can you do it? There was somebody that said, keep your dates on. Is he a good comedian?
Okay.
I'm completely by it.
Okay, let's see now. Let's check it out. Okay. Favorite board game?
Man, there are games that I've actually banned. Monopoly would be the one.
Monopoly. Okay. If you could switch bodies with some of the opposite sex for one day, what would you do first?
Yo! You must have known, obviously. I don't know. At a nice school stand and take your time.
If there were no repercussions, would you prank call tonight now?
No repercussions. A prank call. You know, I'm not a prank call guy, but I probably would go for someone very, very, like, in the public eye.
Okay.
To the president, Mr. Ramaphosa. I want to know where that wow came from. But you in the couch. Okay.
Lekker op de stage werken.
Something you can do that, like, yeah.
I can judge.
You can judge.
3 words, like things, like
Oi, coisa pura que
What's
creio.
here? I'll be able to hold here.
My kids love
If there's a zombie apocalypse, maybe the eye.
down to Yankee, but my father's on
Best
because I feel like
Oh.
the environment I know so well. And I've got a lot of people in my own.
Toen hij in de voor staan.
Okay, I find the
De registratie.
the more alone you are.
Smaller up.
Yeah, so and you don't go there and you cut it off. It's an unkid, yeah.
Your fun family tradition?
Iets meer bekend.
Man, we really, I mean, all the traditions are us coming together. So it's like Christmas, we open pizza, Christmas Eve. It's always been a thing we've done. It's not normal for everybody, but anyway, Christmas money, my mother used to make a chow for us. We all sitting down with chow. It's very American vibes. We've done this from like an
Hier baie mense los hulle werk, nee. En dan dink hulle, lewe gaan nog steeds so lekker aan. Somehow, lekker dis op. En as mens laat inkom.
Where would you and your family absolutely have to live, like living?
So die is volgende jaar
hate loving.
Yeah.
So veel gaan zeker 1-9 geweest.
I think outside of South Africa, I think that inherently I've seen enough to understand that the world is a beautiful place. There's lovely things out there, and I see it. But I'm not make a friend in the ones that are going well. It's such a big part of my identity. I would be able to pull it off, but I would be constantly missing out, and I think it slowly become that country's people.
Okay.
And I've never been able to do that yet.
If you had a theme song every time you what would that song be?
Tambaya.
What?
My sister will think about
Yes. For my
Yeah,
family, who makes you laugh the most?
must be nice.
probably my brother. My brother is hilarious. He's funny. He just doesn't want to take it to say.
Listen, so now, who do you love the most? There's a bad question to ask. You ask me, your family members. It was from kids to wife, to dad, to brother. Who do you consider two people you love the most?
My wife twice.
Your wife
My
twice.
wife comes first in every scenario because my dad told me the day you get married to a woman, you divorce your parents to a degree. You see, you must separate yourself out because you are now a married man. You are now, your family is now your wife. My wife is my priority.
Okay.
Tweede ene. My ma, she's in die wêreld gegaan.
Alright, so.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, so by your mother and your
I'm pull my wife out. I said what I said.
Okay. Sorry, mom.
I love you.
Your mom and I right.
Last I'm gonna hold my wife.
Okay.
This podcast is still gonna be on me.
What's one of the talents you wish you had?
I wish I had the ability to be calmer when I'm angry. Like to show this, like I'm very emotional. I wish I could control my emotions better. I'm okay at it. I'm not good enough at it.
Okay.
If any, I'm not, I like what comes with a hot personality, what you like about the funny, is also the negative part that is, I can get angry. So I'm not a physically angry person,
Yes.
but I can hold on to something for too long.
Then, I mean,
So I don't fight with you.
yes.
Maar as ek wil kwaad is, ek wil kwaad. 25 jaar later. And that's an issue I wish I could fix.
I mean, so what you like silent treatment? You don't like talk to someone like
No,
yes.
talk to you. I just tell you I don't smack you. I don't not mincing my words. There are people out there right now that know I don't.
They know.
Yeah, I tell them in front of people.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And that alienates you because I've learned the negative part of that, and I've gotten a lot better, is that the more anger you hold on to. Mandela said it, it's like drinking poison.
And expecting the
expecting
other person
the
to die.
Yes. That man is living his life, Jake's quirky.
Yes, no, that back in the, there was another quote that goes like, hold on to act and hold on to a hot coal and expecting the other person to burn.
100%, same thing. So I've worked on that like over the years. There's people that have made peace with our family. Okay. Years ago, this brother was angry. He doesn't even remember. You know?
Oh, because I don't want to wait. This is your part of the, this is the part of the show. You actually want.
Okay.
And I have one question. What question would you like to answer that you never get asked?
Question I never, like, I think that you asked it. I think and people never ask the question about, I think that there's a, like, how do you make it as a comedian?
Yes.
I get this question all the time. I want to make, I get, you asked it already, but I would like to be clear. It's like, comedy or any passion is something that you would have to, comedy is something that I'm good, I get paid for because I would do it for free.
Yes.
Okay. And so, I know when people ask me how much money can I make, I know you're not going to make it. Because your focus is on the wrong place. I did comedy for 2.5, 3 years for free, and then I did it for another 3 years for next to nothing. And I'm only making a living out of it now because I'm that passionate about it. And so when I tell kids all the time is that get an education, I got an education, it's great for me, make you think differently, laterally, and it helps me. But you don't have to apply that. An education doesn't mean you got to go work as a geologist because you are a geologist. But sometimes you learn things from that experience that helps you in other places. So get an education if you can afford it. If you can't, follow your passions. Because your passion is most like, I had a friend called Kimbaratsi who is watching this from one of my best friends. When I was in marketing, I didn't like marketing. I hated it. But go to work every day. And this I was there first and last. And I go, it's just a matter of time because people, this man is my boss. And today he's the GM of one of the biggest beverage companies in the country. And I would never progress to that point because I find the music love that much. I love comedy that much. So the long story short is, if you want to be a stand-up comedian, make sure that you love being a stand-up. The rest you can have. That's about it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Actually, I had a fantastic time.
Look, and now we have to end it off with something big. Worst comedian of all time.
Worst comedian? Oh man, there's some horrible ones I see almost all the
Worst
time.
comedian of all time. Straight over back. If there's someone that you think is the worst comedian of all time, who is it? Can be anyone.
Famous.
Yes.
Yeah, but, oh,
Anyone.
horrible. Yeah. I've seen a couple of horrible ones. All of them are outside of the country.
Yeah, so you know,
Kijk,
tell us.
zoals ik belofte honorable acting. Afschuwelijke geweest.
Before we get into deeper, guys, thank you so much for joining us for the music podcast.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure, brother. Cheers, guys. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
What color comes to mind when you see me? Red, right? The color of love. I'm gold, divine. I'm purple, like royalty. It takes more than one color to define us. Electro hair color. Express yourself with 14 vibrant shades of summer. Electro.
Let the story begin with characters by each participating flats and nominates teasers in the crowd.
Yes, seven jobs at auto. Everyone's the way, everyone's the way. Everyone's the way. Back with another public service announcement. Back with another public service announcement. Guys, really good this morning. Hello, jobs at auto. Everyone's the way. Back with another episode of the PSA podcast. You see, dealing right now, but my dear Mr. Cedric.
Yes, Ivan mo ni Pautan.
Paano di Pautan? What's it tell bro?
Kaya ko na stop mo.
Yes, I'm going to tell you that. Nah, it's fine. You must like it. Never they say.
Why?
Why even my sister told me look up this to even this is the same way. Die mense wat vir my baie na podcast wat vir my betaal. Ek moet podcast
100%.
To sê sy vir my vra wat staan die kakka van jou?
Nee, dit is wat nee.
Ja.
Maar as jy nou ek het nou gesê.
Ja.
Hy sê nas nou. Kom ek kan nie my podcast.
Ja.
Kom hier. Ek up and coming kry. So ek dit begin het op TikTok. Die by sy kom hier.
Weet jy wat ek dink nog aan hy gister aan en ek dink you know from we've come such a long way van hy sê nee bro.
Ek het myself gepak.
Kyk hoe
ja,
die foto
in plaas daai foto maak 'n boer se bief op.
Die bief is maar.
Hy foto's maak nog 'n bief.
Met bief.
Ken jy my Mikey?
Yes.
Spark 'n bief in Mikey. Ek vat hy foto met jou.
Okay.
Mikey die sê nou so kyk af by my. Met hy foto. Mikey vir my. Maar nou te sien.
Wat hy
Mikey rol ons met jou. For some reason.
No, jy weet wat hy is. Ek ken hom nie.
Ek weet ek ken hom nie. Nee, wat ken jy?
Yes.
En ek wil dit hy die subject maak.
Nou ek sê
dit maar. Daai kick off. Hy januar sê jy nog events.
Yes.
Ek het sy pak toe hy kom op buite.
Buite die studio ja.
En hy sê Cedric se pussy. Ek check in my mind. En kyk jy laat ek sommer nou sê guys, nee, ek is 'n groot man.
Ja.
Betaal my eers skuld.
Yes.
Sy maar hier diesel in my bakkie.
Gooi.
Ja, ek is nie verstaan.
Dit is doen. Just to put it out there.
Ja, as jy hulle nie tyd kan handle. Moet hulle nou af.
Nee, maar ek sê you know what? I think the other conversation is about what the way our that smart as how it goes. Yes, the culture of social media. I think if you can take it on the chin, you can take it to heart, you can take it with a pinch of salt. For my experience, whatever, you push it, you know. Ja, no?
Ja, ek het hulle tyd te die pad. Net soos dat sy jou kar ry.
Ja.
Gaat jou kar vuil raak.
Why?
Net soos dat jou kar ry, jou windscreen gaat moskiete opkry. It seems
How
as
the
if
it can be a class. Something's wrong.
Yes. Being on social media attracts attention.
Yes.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Maar ek het baie geleer van daai tyd af.
Tot die nou.
Toe. Ek handle wat jy noem beef. Completely different nou as ek dit kyk.
Ja. But I mean, as ons nou teruggaan van my eerste video's, basis gepraat met die camera. En daai wat ons dan eers
wel met 'n fire actually die goeie ry.
Dit gaan baie, dit gaan baie. Hoe kan
Baie met my. Ek is 'n customer facing night maar dit is baie. Hy sê nou ja. Julle lyk dit kinders toe.
Julle lyk dit kinders.
Ja, maar die kille man. Ek on a serious nou. Ek het vanaf die commercial jy het gesien. En hy het van TikTok because why?
Hey Rachel, Adriana, Silva, good day.
1000 followers a dag.
Why? Yeah.
So like literally ek slaap vanaand met 2000 followers. Môre ek 3000 followers.
Jy slaap
vir 'n lang tyd so aan.
Elke dag, ja.
En toe sê ek myself, nee, as ek dit vir jou maak vir die
dan maak mos sin.
Maar ek kan nie vir jou maak as 'n heel dag nee moet speel.
Ja.
As daai ons strategie is,
Raai wil jy
aandag kry.
Yes.
Ek het aandag kry. Wat aandag dan vir jou.
100%. Ja.
Ek die is my strategy tot nou toe. Aandag to not find the ball. So, vir my, yes, daar is 'n element wat mense kyk as hulle my wil insult en sê, ja, jy doen alles op views en wat, sy is eintlik reg.
This is the culture, what it is.
100%.
This is what social media is. If you're there for money purposes and you make a business out of it, you have to be.
You have to. So
Yes.
it is definitely an element of that. No?
Yes.
But I also realized to be commercially viable. Jy kan nie te daar's 'n limit wat mense gaan sê, kyk as ek nou gaan sê, ja, right, dis 'n bietjie snaaks, right? Maar ek kan ook sê, jy jou pussy, dan die potential business, ek gaan dan weer sê,
maar op dieselfde manier is dit. Dieselfde mense open hy video's in die stilte. En dan kyk hy video's en sê, ja, ek kan nie miskien hy nie, maar hy video wat hy gemaak het gister.
Everybody has Google BBW photos.
Yes.
You're not gonna anybody.
Yes.
But everybody has Google BBW.
Yes.
Verstaan jy?
Okay.
Sy gaat miskien nie 'n dinkel, tydjie.
Wat hy gaan dink.
Kyk wat die skole by dit. Kyk nou, maar tydjie. Nee, kyk
Yes, that's your analogy for it.
Verstaan jy? So then I made a change. I deleted all my videos that contained profanity, swearing, en
Ja.
begin.
Hy het net saam baie begin.
Ja, dankie.
Baie geskellery.
Oh my God, ek kan nou open hier wat praat.
Ja.
Kyk, my podcast wat ek en Gentle Brother
Yes.
gestart het, ons episode wat ons vandaan gaan report,
One.
is actually oor hy die
Wat julle doen?
So laat ek het so gepraat oor die Jeftas.
Okay.
En daai is wat nou trending is in die laaste 2 weke.
Ah.
Wat sê julle dink oor chocolate? Sy kan nie ja dag vir die Jeftas sien. So ek is op 'n punt nou wat ek nee. Die Jeftas is 'n gaken.
Okay.
'n gaken is lekker as toe maar na die derde gaken as dit ja, dit kan. Ja, wie slakan om 'n 3 maande na die Jeftas te kom nie het nie. No offense.
No. Kyk eens nou, wat as ek dit dan ook kan sê, nou, jy alles wat praat, maar jy is nog kyk, kwai jou en Gentle praat so. Wat hy wil begin eintlik.
Kyk, dis my
I don't want to make this the focus.
Maar kyk, weet jy wat? Ek kan nie speculate nie. Ek kan sê 'n saloosheid.
Yes.
Ek kan sê hy was sy way van aandag kry om sy brand te bou. Ek kan 'n klomp speculate, maar tot ek uit sy mond het hoor.
Ja.
Vanaand. My broer, die was die rede en ek hoop ook hy's honest.
Is honest, ja.
Because kyk, the school is closed vanaand. But ek kan nie jou sê, soos ek jou sê, ek voel ek het nie net so iets gedoen nie. Hy het gesê dinge soos ek het jou suster discuss.
Yes.
In ons company. Hy het gesê ek het vir Meron people discuss.
Okay.
En na mate sy reg, wat nie in die way wat hy gesê het. Net soos toe ek nou hier inloop, toe sê jy vir my, jy was 'n ander kreatief. Jy het die naam noem jy dan nigger.
Ja.
Toe sê ek, joh, dat is so homofobie.
Ja.
I said so correct, but in the context of this,
yes,
ek het nie 'n probleem met jy dan nigger.
Ek ken wat jy sê.
Ek ken wat jy dan nigger, skool met jy dan nigger. Maar as 'n technical kan sy weg en wat jy dan sê, ja, sê jy nog al jou naam.
Ja, so dis 'n karakter of jy doen nog hy.
Ja, kyk. Soos ek sê, ek het gesê wat ek wou gesê het.
Ja.
Ek het gedoen wat ek wou gedoen het oor die hele storie. En ek is oor.
Al wat ek was 3 ure, wat 3 ure is op 'n live loop. Hou jou bek. Kyk al wat ek op my kop hoor.
Ek sê nou die. Voor ek sê oor eer. As jy my naam,
weet jy wat? Jou nou kom jy staan. Die gooi weer.
Ek sê nou, ek het my parent het so nog gevat toe.
Maar hy
tot vandag toe. Because let's be honest, when you upset, you become somebody that you don't want to be.
You don't want to be.
Verstaan, ek moet toe ek jong was, jong enige tyd jy gaan 'n man of 'n vrou en dit was wat tot ek jong.
Ja.
Verstaan, jy praat nie iets nou, jy was hier maar en dit was. Maar jy sê yourself control where one will be. Verstaan jy so in that fit of rage, I became somebody that I didn't want to be.
Full disclosure, okay, for myself, I watched someone train family. That was me telling myself. You know what I mean? No, I understand. No one to get me wrong. I at least the way, what you said, I understand it. For me, yeah. But it done for myself, man. I don't think I will do this publicly. I don't think I will do this publicly. Because the thing is, because I know how easy it is for friends to get on video now, understand je? Ja, kijk, was ik op tot zo. Oké. Verstaan je, nou ik kom met je ethisch. Ja. Ons kan met onze kamer, is dat bij jou is dat moeros joh. Ja. Hij was met groot met een dat je dan was iets zitten en nog nog op dit jaar. Jy jou poes in na dat kry. Hy sê dan as er hele teen ons het. Yes. As ek vir jou was hier dat jy jou maas het poes. Hy is vir jou om te kry dat jy met op stiek uit ja, was ja. So it was a mix of that. It's not the way I no 100% because now you're trying to go for this. Oh, it's a hell yeah.
The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. I feel like a billionaire. I'm talking like a billionaire. I'm talking like a billionaire. I'm talking like a billionaire. Get it straight from the neck. I'm talking like a billionaire.
Download your Tender app and shop like a billionaire.
Dear baby girl, as you begin your journey in this world,
Yes, every job's not open. Even with the way it's you with the way. I love like the revelry of DC, the Constitution. Every building here has like purpose and meaning. In other places it's just like, what's that? The dentist. And then here it's like, it was the nation's first dentist. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, you're looking late but stylish. I like this. This is good. Well, why are you late, brother? What happened? Say again? It's his birthday. Oh, okay. What does that have to do with him being late? Well, I love how you said that so confident. I said, why are you late? She's like, it's his birthday! Like he's been saying that to you all day. Every time you ask him something. You're like, baby, why are you taking so long? It's my birthday! You made it seem like there was cause and effect to the situation. Why are you late? It's his birthday! You know how many candles he's had to blow out today? It's been a hard day for his lungs, Trevor! Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Congratulations. How old are you today? 35. You're a young man. All right. That's a big age, though. 35. Did you do something special? Did you treat who? Are you with him now? Yes? Why did you chuckle first? I said, are you with him? She was like, yes. I don't know which way to read the chuckle, because it could mean either one. It could be like, of course, or it could be for now. I don't know which way to go with it. So why are you late, birthday boy? Why? Say again? You just drove from Philly. Okay, I'll take that, man. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, man. Thank you for coming out, my brother. I appreciate you. I really do, all the way from Philly. Now I will sing for you personally. Happy birthday to you. Nothing makes a black man more awkward than a song. Happy birthday to you. What's your name? Tell me your name real quick. Happy birthday, dear Atizi. Happy birthday. Wait, where's Atizi from? Where's that name from? Nigeria.
Yo.
When I said, why you late? You'd be like, he's Nigeria. The fact that he's here in the first hour means we're Ali. I cannot believe that, see. I like that,
35 years old, can you believe it? I made it! Man, we're out here singing like a boring birthday song to you. You're from Nigeria. If I knew you were from Nigeria, I wouldn't have sang that. I would have sang like a Burna Boy version of it. You know what I
Trevor.
Who is it? No, who's calling? What's an alarm? Were you waking up now? What life do you live? What is it an alarm for? Say again? You work in construction. Okay, wait, so is someone gonna fall? What's happening right now? What's the alarm for then if you work? Now it's even more profound. So what is the alarm? Something you have to do for work. Okay, you can do it, I won't be offended. We'll wait, do it. It'll be weird if like you don't do a construction thing because of me, and then like a week later we're reading in the newspaper that like building falls down because someone didn't do the construction thing they were doing. Sources say she was at a comedy show and was afraid. Is it like it's something? If it has an alarm, clearly it's like it's important. What is the thing you're supposed to do? You tell me in private? What type of construction is this, girl? You tell me in private, do we need hard hats? You guys have any questions? How much money do I make per show? All right, I'm gonna answer the question, but I first need to know, like, who did you come with? Who are you with? Are you with that gentleman? Yes. Are you his father, sir? And then are you the mom? Okay. You were confirming you were the parents. Okay. Because I don't know, that seemed like a setup right there. Okay. Do me a favor. What's your name, young man? Xavier. Do me a favor, Xavier. Stand up on your chair. Ask your dad to balance you. Stand up on your chair and face everyone. And tell me this doesn't look like someone was about to be like, are you my father? Yo, Xavier, my life flashed before my eyes, Xavier. My life flashed before my eyes. I was like, wow. I didn't think it would happen like this. Damn, Xavier. But I answer you the same way I answer my little brother, because when I tell him like actual amounts, then he doesn't treat money with respect. So it's a like, what do you need to buy in your life, Xavier? A what? V-Bucks in Fortnite. Oh yeah. So I have enough to buy like a lot of skins. Yeah, I can buy like a lot of skins, Xavier. Yeah. Like I can emote for days. I'm in there, Xavier. Wow, that I'm not even joking. You guys, you don't understand what I'm looking at right now. There is a little me with an afro sitting in the second row. Oh, you're just like, oh boy. I was like, oh, you shouldn't take questions, Trevor. Is this how it's gonna turn? Well, it's like, what do I do? I met him at the show. What do I say? Where have you been? What do you mean, where have I been? I don't know you. Why did you leave me? Oh, goodness, Xavier. Both have that thing in the voice. When Nelson Mandela would speak, the room would silence. You could feel the energy. I present that every person, regardless of the color of their skin, should have equal rights, and they may never be taken again. So all who seek to have rights, I say to you, never and never again
What a people.
Minds, people feel the shows. We had that thing. Like Nelson Mandela was destined for greatness because of that voice. He could not be a normal man with a voice like that. You can't do normal things with that voice. You are destined for greatness. You can't just be running around in the streets. The Kit Kat flips. No. No. It's so unique. You can't be silly. What are you making? Prank phone calls? Who the hell is this? I'm not telling you. It just doesn't work. I remember when Nelson Mandela was still alive, and he would tell jokes at press conferences and events, and no one would laugh. Because everyone thought a man who had been in jail for 27 years couldn't make a joke. And yet he still did. He still kept what was him. But it was partly because of that voice. He would tell the joke and it would just sound too epic for people to laugh. Everything he did, it would be like, no. He'd be like, let him in. No. You must say, move back. He is so right. We've always got to ask, who's there? Who's here? Who are we? Oh my God.
No, I'm gonna wrap up now. May kom kyk daarna.
Kom kyk ek agterna.
Ja, nie dit te wat. Ek vra jou.
This is a way to do it.
Huh? Hoe sê? Jy weet, let's start. Tell us.
We've been traveling all around the country now. It's been so much fun, out in places like PE and Cape Town and East London. And recently went to Durban, which was a bit of a schlep for us. It was really hard because it was raining so much, and then on top of the flight delays that you have to contest with, there's also like overbooking, which is a problem. I don't know if you know what overbooking is, but basically it's a legal process where it's a practice rather where airlines book more tickets than there are seats on the plane. So they book more, sort of like a taxi. But then they don't let you get on with it.
Your friend is free again. You never know. Abdul. You collect again. All work ends,
That's what they do.
week.
And so we flying down to Durban. It was a funny day. We're standing in the queue, everyone's all fidgety in the line, looking at their watches. Oh, it's working. Next. So we go to the counter, and there's one of those women there with her glasses and the next day,
and it's up and down too much.
Like, can I edit this? Where are you going?
Also yesterday,
Durban, please. She's like, Durban.
you fell twice yesterday. You fell, bring the date at this time, whereby extend. Even they told me I refuse to go. Because I tell you don't want to listen.
Are you flying now?
He never went to school for 4 days. And when he's going, he's riding the car and he's on.
No, tomorrow, we just... It's a practice
roll. Yesterday, this time around, he also fell off the back surprise.
I'm like, yes, we need to fly now.
Look like you give up on this, like you want to die.
And then she starts typing frantically.
I tell you,
Which I never understand, because when I book my tickets, all I need to do is click. It's click, 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 Joe, that one, click, that one, click, and then it does it all. And she's there now. I bet she wasn't even busy doing our tickets anymore. She's just like there, click. She's probably on like Facebook or something there, updating her status. Yo, another one this year. I'm dead. Another one to you, dead. You overbooking. Dead, they all go back. Dead. Death by overbooking, yo. Because of their faux pas, the airline is as kind as to upgrade us on the next flight to business class this week. Business class, I love business class, you know. You get to go to a special lounge where everyone's very businessy. No, it is. Because when you're in business class, you overhear conversations and they sound totally different, you know. You overhear people saying things like, yes, well, the mergers are coming along. I mean, if you look at the companies that are, people walking around, well, if the numbers are right, then we'll definitely get that stock portfolio going. And, people walking there, no, I'm in the kids of the situation to make sure that all the shareholders are happy and then we'll present to management and it's going to be a kids' comment or whatever. You hear like businessy kind of stuff. Whereas when you're in economies, it's like a huge group of people. You generally overhear conversations like, I thought you put it in the bag. You said you put it in the bag. What? It was on the table. I asked you to put more. Why is it not in the bag?
Zeker, Sina. Zeg maar, jij pinkeren en dan zeg je moet opstaan nog.
And so we're going through the airport and we go through security. And I love security in South Africa. It is the most chilled out security you will find anywhere in the world.